Welcome. Welcome to class for Thursday since I can't be there. We'll see how good this video is because I can't see myself on my screen as I'm doing this. So if it doesn't look like I'm looking at the camera most of the time, get over it. So we're going to talk about descriptive statistics today. And just going to kind of go over some things that we would have gone through in class. More of terminology concepts to make sure that we have everything down. If you have questions as we go through this, please write them down. Next Tuesday when we get back together, we'll start with questions and we'll go over anything we need to that deals with descriptive statistics. So also pay attention, there will be 5 words presented throughout this video that will result in a quiz. So you will have a video quiz and it's just 5 words. So we're going to start with word number 1 right now. Word number 1 is blueberry. It's my favorite fruit, so I thought that was sufficient. So word number 1, blueberry. Stay tuned for words 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's go ahead and get started in our descriptive statistics. So it's very exciting. Statistics is my favorite math, just FYI. So we're going to kind of start getting into that a little bit. Okay. Terminology. There are some big words we need to know. And when I say big, I mean important, not like actual size. So first one, mean. What is mean? By the way, these are all in your packet. But the mean is the average, right? Those are synonyms where you would add them all up and divide by how many numbers there are. And that tells us kind of, I guess, the average. When we talk about the average grade is when you add up everybody in the class, divide by the total number of students, and that is the average grade for the class. We've got the median. If you put your numbers in order, least to greatest, it's very important that they're in order. The median is the number in the middle. So I always think that median has a D in it. So does the word middle, so that makes sense. Mode. Mode is the number that appears most often. So it's 4 letters, mode, most. They both have an M-O, so that might be helpful to help you remember. Percentile. This is usually a tricky one, but we will get into how to find percentiles. Like when your kid is in the 30th percentile in height for his age. What does that mean? So we'll get into percentiles and I guess I could give you a definition. It's pretty much, I don't want to say you're better than that many people, but if it's talking about height, if your child is in the 30th percentile, then they're taller than 30% of the people, that kind of thing. Maximum, what's the biggest number? Minimum, what's the smallest number? And the range is the difference between the max and the min. And we've talked about the range before, so that's not too new. All right, life expectancy. All right, let me get my packet out here. Page 54, life expectancy. This should be interesting. So what is life expectancy? I mean, we talk about it a lot in the U.S. Like our life expectancy for men is actually, I think, less than women last time I looked. So, when you're born, you can expect to live to be, 73 years old. How do they figure that, right? So life expectancy, what is it? How long you're expected to live. How do we find it? All right, so life expectancy is calculated by finding the average. Sorry, I don't remember what all my clicks are. So if we're trying to find the life expectancy at age 20, that would be the average ages for those who are survivors at the age of 20. So if you look in your book or your packet on page 54, see, I have my packet. So it talks about, we have 2, 4, 6, 8. They give you 10 ages, 4, 7, 12, 22, 34, 46, 55, 58, 63, 76. And, they talk about calculate the average age at death. So 37.7. Since that was everybody, that is the life expectancy at birth because it includes everybody. If you talk, then it goes down to life expectancy at age of 20. That's only with the people who were alive at 20. So you kind of get rid of the 7, 4, and 12 because they weren't alive at 20, so they don't count. And so if you notice, if you go through, and you're always finding the averages, so you add them up and you divide out how many there are. So that's going to, make a difference. I need to pause for a second. Oh no, oh no, oh no! How do I pause? How do I pause? Oh my gosh, now we're just, this is horrible. All right, whatever. Sorry about that. I guess I won't pause. But it's fine. All right, so we're going to go ages. We already clicked on that. All right, let's continue. At the bottom of page 54, so I wanted to kind of point this out. They give you this, oh, my nose itches. They give you this table of Sweden and Bangladesh and the way it's written. Now, this doesn't mean that the life expectancy at the age of 65 is 11.6. That doesn't make any sense. If you're already 65, how is your life expectancy 11.6? So, above the table, it says remaining life expectancy. So that means at the age of 65 in Bangladesh, you can expect to live another 11.6 years. That's what it means. If you're a newborn in Sweden, you can expect to live to be 72.1. If you're age 1, you can live 71.8 more years, so 72.8. You would add those together. Does that make sense? So it's the remaining. You would add it on to the age they've already achieved. So that's just kind of something I want to throw out. You can look at the questions on page 55 that go along with life expectancy. All right, let's go to finding mean, median, and mode. Ugh. I've got to hold my camera so my arm is starting to get tired. So let's move hands here. Give you a different look. All right, so we're finding the mean, median, and mode. I'm giving you the data set 4, 6, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 10, 10. This is not in your packet. This is just one I made up. So to find the mean, we add them all up and divide by the total number of data points. So notice we have 9 numbers there. So we have 9 number of data points. If we add them all up, what do you get? Go ahead and do that. Boom. If you add them up, you get 76. Well, I hope you do because I did it in my head. But I think you get 76. And when you divide by 9, you get approximately 8.44. I rounded to the nearest hundredth. So that would be my mean. Now, your mean should be somewhere within the range, right? So my between 4 and 10. It should be somewhere in there. The median. I've already given you the numbers least to greatest. So what's the number in the middle? Well, you can kind of count in. Take off a 4, take off a 10, take off a 6, take off a 10. The number in the middle is 9. And what happens if 2 numbers are in the middle? Like that'll happen if you have an even number. You get to the middle and there are 2 numbers there. Find the average of those 2 numbers. So add them up and divide by 2. The mode. What number appears most often? Well, hopefully that's pretty easy to see. The answer is 10. And can we have more than one mode? Yes, you can have 2. So if you have 2 numbers that are there the same number of times, it's called bimodal, because bi means 2, and you would have 2 modes. If you have more than 2, then you would just say there is no mode. All right, on page 56, at the bottom, they talk about symmetrical versus skewed data. You're going to want to look at those pictures to kind of see what it means to be skewed. You know, symmetrical, I think we all know what that word means. You know, it's same on both sides. If you're skewed left, that means it kind of tails off to the left. Most data is on the right. It's kind of opposite. So skewed left means it tails to the left. If you're skewed right, it tails to the right. So you're going to kind of get those, but those pictures and the definitions there are very, very good. So look at the bottom of page 56. All right, percentiles. We're on to page 59. Let me get there. By the way, it might be helpful to go through some of these activities. You know, I'm kind of going over the basic concepts, but maybe try to answer some questions. That way, if you have questions on those questions, you can bring those to class on Tuesday. Okay, so percentiles. If you are told your child is in the 85th percentile in height for their age, what does it mean? Well, it means they are taller than 85% of other kids their age. So your kid's, kind of a giant. What if I tell you that you're in the 99th percentile in the class? What does that mean? Well, that means your grade is higher than 99% of your peers. So that would be very good. And on the other side, if I say you're in the 1 percentile or the first percentile, that means you're 1%. Your grades are 1% better than 1% of the people. So Excel is definitely going to help us with that. Oh my gosh, we haven't done any words. Let's do word number 2 is cashews. How did I forget that? That was my idea. 2, cashews. I like cashews. They're my favorite nut. Oh my God, that's the end of the slideshow. Word number 3 is crackers. Word number 4 is Dr. Pepper. And word number 5 is ice cubes. Okay, so blueberry, cashews, crackers, Dr. Pepper, ice cubes. Take the quiz and watch the next video. See you guys on Tuesday.